Support LaneSide. Get something cool. All right, here we are down on the lanes with our resident Rev challenged / speed dominant player, old guy Wayne Porter.
And he's bowling on the high friction house shot.
And I'm surprised he doesn't have his, I called it a Burger King crown, but he probably got it in the Middle Ages.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, we're looking at the crown victory here. Now, if you're looking for our challenge video, as Packy has already challenged all us spiffy social influencers.
That's not our video. Really?
Are we social? We're influencers. We're just not social.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not this video.
No.
That one will be coming later because Scoops is actually going to do a league challenge. He's going to shoot his in league. That's crazy.
League. Yeah.
For this, we just want to see how this ball rolls. Because when we saw what was in this, we were like, what?
Yeah. This is...
So let's talk about this ball.
Okay. It's got the tiered hexagon weight block in it.
What?
Yeah. So it was in the original and
The
only
Endeavor.
time, the Endeavor, yes.
Yeah. So that's a crazy looking...
Yeah, it's like 3 stop signs that are slightly get smaller and then rotated.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, if my mathematics is correct, and my mathematics, is always good because, I'm a smart man.
Yeah.
SMRT. Looking at the size of that's going to be high RG.
Oh, yeah.
So we are seeing some high RG cores coming out now because we're going into the beginning of summer soon, which means more friction. We need the balls to get down lane.
Yes.
So with a higher RG ball, we would normally not, we wouldn't want our speed dominant player throwing this.
No. But it also has HK22 on it. And the Savvy Hook hybrid cover.
What you talking about, Willis?
So that was on the jab line.
Jabs.
Yeah.
So they took a high RG core, a very large high RG core.
Yeah.
And put, look at it come back. It almost made it all the way back.
Yeah.
And they put an HK22 hybrid on it, and then they took the good stuff out of the jabs.
Yes. And now,
why do we need to talk about this ball? Just shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Now, if my memory, which is starting to go, the jabs are the evolution of the melee.
The melee jab, and then they became the jab, and then they became the uppercut and the knockout.
Yeah, but
all those covers were always fantastic
because the original melee, the red one, was a high RG ball.
It was,
and I threw half a 300 with that ball
because you bowled it with 2 different balls.
Yeah,
that's funny. So is it a 150? Yeah, we need to get him a 150, 150 plaque for that. Look at the amount of motion.
Yeah, so
that carried.
So a cover that works good on a jab with a high RG core is going to be phenomenal. I already knew that.
So way back, the original melee.
Yes.
That was the red one.
That
was the solid. We never got, I think, did we get a hybrid of the original melee? They just went to the melee jab.
No, there was the green one.
That was a solid.
Was it a solid too?
Yeah, because that was the first low
I don't
RG
think
one.
we got, yeah.
So this is almost a spiritual successor to that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Once again, shut up and take my money.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got higher G, which gets the ball down lane.
Yeah.
When you're seeing a lot of friction on the lane, especially early, when you've beat them up with a lot of surface, or you want to stand on top of the friction.
Like that?
Yeah. You need a ball that's not going to roll at your feet.
Yeah.
Our speed dominant player has moved right.
Yeah.
We don't see that often. We saw that with the, I think with the Crazy.
Yes.
Our speed dominant player would move right throwing the torpedo direct hit.
Yes.
It's a low friction cover. But it wouldn't hook this much.
No, and that's what I mean. Like this, surface on this is still 500, 1,000, 1,500 in compound.
But it's shiny.
Yeah.
And it hooks a lot. Like this is... We got one more shot for you. He's been just playing... If you think about it, if you go way back to some of our first videos in the when we started doing them in the 2010s as LaneSide, That's the area that he was playing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just playing up the 5 board.
Yeah. Just letting the ball do all the work. Just
but
walk
he
it in.
has not been able to do that with all the low RG balls, with all the strong covers.
Yeah.
It feels like some of the companies are starting to listen to the bowlers, saying we don't need stronger.
Yeah.
We need longer and controlled.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. That with the rule changes they made for the house shots.
Yep.
Without having to put oil on the outside, and everybody's decreasing the amount of oil for overall because they're like, hey, that saved us money. Where else can we save money, right?
Hey, we saved 3 cents.
Yeah.
Well, across 100 lanes, all right.
Yeah. How many times you oil a week, it does add up. And so
here's the crown victory versus the bonus, and watch this. He actually gets it outside. It creates a little bit more angle of entry.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
Especially going into the summer where there's less oil.
Yeah.
You want stuff that you're going to be able to still play to the friction without having to... I mean, he can't move left like the rest of us.
No. Yeah. And you don't want to, they always say straighter is greater.
Straighter's greater, yeah. As long as you've got entry angle.
Yeah.
You can throw. You can have a ball with 0 degrees entry angle if you have the right roll and you have the right friction out. That's possible. It's called the U.S. Open with the old fallback shots.
Yeah.
Because you can see his bonus is actually it's earlier.
Yeah.
And he has to keep it in the oil longer.
Yeah. Or this one it's in the friction right from the go. You see, it's just so much outside, but the recovery on it is just...
I just had a terrible thought.
What?
This is shiny and has compound on it.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, you could take this to like a 500, 2,000 for the speed dominant player.
Yeah. And then he could get a little bit more inside up the oil.
Yeah, because it's not going to roll early on him.
Yeah.
High RG equipment resists starting to spin up because of the mass that's farther out towards the outside of the cover.
Yeah.
It takes more energy for it to make it spin up. So it's harder for it, so it gets farther down the lane before it does it.
Yeah.
Which means you can put lots of surface on it for our speed dominant player. Here you are, our matched player. I don't think you need to change the surface.
No. I got to throw it better.
This is another one of those balls that I walked in and I was like, all right, Nick, this one's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Throw your shot and then move 4 boards left.
I don't expect to play this kind of ball on my benchmark spot.
No.
Without throwing it Mach 7, right?
And that's the way your bag should be. You should have enough difference between each ball that there's a reason for it. It's not just a hand position change or a speed change. When we're looking at a later hooking ball, we want something that's going to go 3 feet longer or 4 feet longer, but I don't want to have to throw it 5 mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
Look, we moved your feet 4 boards.
Boom.
Boom.
Money. Now let's see how far left I can get.
We're going to keep going.
Yeah. And still throw strikes.
Yep.
Because that'll be important in the 3-game challenge.
And that's it. If you need a ball, if we're going to see if this is a ball that you can throw in league, you got to be able to throw it straight, which you just done. And then by the end of the game 3, you're going to be looping the lane.
Yeah.
Because, there's a lot of friction to the right.
Yeah.
So let's move you another 4 and 2.
And here we go.
If you come back on the screen. You're not used to going this far left. See? Out to tip it. Boom. Oh, look.
Oh, carry.
Easy peasy. Yeah. That's the dynamic core.
Yes, dynamic core.
Because that was a good 10 pin there.
Yeah. I kind of came off that one a little bit funnier than I wanted, I think. But
now something I like about this, and I'm going to be ordering a crown victory for myself because I want to try this out. One of the things I like is if you look at the size of that core, look how close it is to the cover.
Yeah.
When you're drilling into that as a two-hander with your deep fingers, you're going to be able to really create some interesting mass changes. Look, we moved you again. Look, it carried again.
That was better.
Yeah. The deeper we got you, the more we got to a defined friction point. It seemed like the better it got.
Yeah. And I'm still just coming off the back of the ball.
Scoops is trying to knock me off my chair here.
Yeah.
I see how it is. All right.
Yeah.
I said I was going to get one. He's like, no, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's mine. But yeah, I mean, you're just easy. You're not trying to get the ball to hook. You're just throwing it. Just easy. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
That's something that you want everybody in your... We talk about arsenals about every ball has a purpose. Yeah. You should always have a ball that makes you feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
That no matter what you're on, you can just throw it.
Yeah.
You can read it.
We all have one or two of those.
Yep.
That
for years, yours, I mean, you've had a couple of balls in your bag for probably a decade. Those are your balls.
Yeah. They stay at the center.
Yep.
They don't go home. They're in my emergency bags.
I'm buying one of these because I don't have one of those right now other than my plastic ball.
I was going to say, this might be replacing one of those for sure.
Yeah, because look, it just floats.
Yeah.
Look, you got that one in more oil, and it still got through the pins.
Well, the last one was like, it never exited. Like, that was 11. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, it has traction down lane. That's that savvy hook.
Yeah.
The HK22 gets it down lane. The high RG gets it down lane. I can always see motion really easily looking at left-handers.
Yeah.
As soon as I see that, I can see how it splits the 8-9.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's beautiful. Here we are with the bonus.
Now you can see a difference.
Huge difference. Not necessarily in where you're playing it. I'm not saying huge difference that way. Just the way the ball goes to the pins.
Pins, yeah.
So we saw that one. He hit the hole he carried. Yeah. Was it a good strike? Well, let's watch with the Crown Victory here. Let's see how it gets through the pins. Because that is always the mark of your game. Oh, you're inside it, but it's about the same.
The same, yeah.
And I think it out-continued it.
Oh, yeah. It just went a little bit further and then came in a little bit sharper. Like I said, just a slightly better entry angle.
Instead of worrying about a plaque 10, you're carrying easy. So you can see here, your feet are finishing about 4 boards difference. Got down a little bit farther and then out-continued it.
Nice.
I like it.
Yes.
This is looking like a victory so far.
I was going to say, I could see lots of victories coming.
They missed out here. They had the Crown Victory. They could have like the Super Victory. You can see it deflect on that a little bit.
Well, see, it's the Crown Victory because you start throwing it, you're going to be crowned the victor.
Oh, I see. All right. I thought it was going to be a Brunswick thing. Nope, it's just because you're the king.
Yeah.
The king of carry, because watch it here. Watch. Boom. Yep, it does. It finished to the left of it.
Yeah.
It splits the 8-9, as opposed to the bonus that went out over the 9 pin. And that's at least one extra carry a game.
Yeah, easy.
Which turns into a minimum of 10 pins. Minimum.
Yeah, minimum. And I mean, that's,
You think if you have a hard time shooting 10 pins, that's at least 11 pins a game. That's a way to raise your average pretty fast, just carrying one extra 10 pin. What do you think? Is it a victory?
Easily.
Well, we're going to find out when we put you on the lane. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you LaneSide.